is Julianne, and welcome again to Breathe Within Yoga, and welcome to our daily practice. We're going to get started, getting through some movements, some breath work, and then right into our meditation and final stretching for the night. So let's get started. Let's get ourselves up to standing. So coming to standing, we're going to spread our feet so we have about 2 fists between them, lifting the toes, letting them gently land onto the floor. Grabbing the pads of the toes, the outside part of the foot, the heels, and then kind of pulling up through the arches of the foot. With the inhale, we're going to let the shoulders come up towards the ears and gently roll them down the spine. Again, we're going to lengthen it. Maybe imagine someone's pulling us right from the top of our head and from the tailbone, so we've got that beautiful elongation through the spine. Take a deep breath in. Feel free to close the eyes or find a non-moving spot to gaze at. Opening through the chest, feeling that strong midsection. Let's take a deep breath in here. And we're going to start to add a little bit of movement as we exhale. We're going to prepare, bending the knees. We're going to inhale, rotate the arms once again overhead. We're going to grab our right wrist with our left hand. We're going to lengthen through the left side, keeping our feet grounded as we start to lean to the right. The gaze can be to the inside of the elbow or straight ahead. Feel that beautiful elongation right through the rib cage. Now we're going to come into our focused breath. So as we take a deep breath in, let the torso expand. Feel the sides of the ribs expand with this inhale, reaching a little further towards the left corner. And then we're going to use our core. So we're going to belly button the spine, pulling up into the pelvis. Use that midsection to assist coming back through center. And gently release. Let's do the other side. Deep breath in, a little bend in the knees. Exhale, extending this time the left arm towards the right side. We'll grab the wrist on the left arm to help extend it. Again, the feet are grounded, hips are forward. You can gaze towards the center of the room or towards the inside of the arm. Let's take that focused breath in. Inhale, let the ribs expand. Feel the breath come into the side of the body. And then as you exhale, use those core muscles to gently come back up through center. Release the arms. Perfect. Take a moment and let's get ourselves adjusted. Let's do a little more here. So from here, we're going to take a nice wide stance. We're going to open up our feet nice and wide. We're going to have our toes pointing forward towards the straight edge of the mat. This is going to have about 3 feet between our feet. Let's bend those knees, hands on the hips. We're going to do a little bit of a back bend, opening the chest towards the ceiling, gazing towards the sky. And then as we exhale, we're going to bend in our hips, start to bring our torso forward. We're going to come to that kind of tabletop position, flat back position. Shoulders are away from the ears, core is strong, belly button to spine. Deep breath in here. And then as we exhale, see if there's a little more space and we can bend at the hips. We want to try to avoid rounding the spine. We want to keep that spine strong and long. We're pushing with our seated bones out behind us. Our tailbone is pushing towards the wall behind us or whatever might be behind us. Let's take another deep breath in. Let the torso expand, slightly coming out. And then as we exhale, we can bend the knees as we gently let the hands walk down the legs. Maybe they land onto the floor. Let the hands land on the floor of the mat, right under the torso. Let the top of the head start to point towards the floor, chin to chest. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. So as we take a deep inhale, let the torso expand. Feel the breath come into the body. Notice how it feels. And then as we exhale, let the breath go. Of course, your hands can be on the legs if they don't quite make it to the floor. That's perfect. Let's stay with this breath. Another deep inhale. Let the torso expand. Feel it start to rise away from the floor. And then as we exhale, we imagine we've got just a little more space to fold into. On our next inhale, let's bring our hands onto our hips. We're going to activate the core, belly button to spine, chin is slightly tucked. So we start to bring our torso up. Keep the chin tucked to help avoid getting dizzy. as we take a deep breath in, let's rotate those arms once again overhead and let the hands touch. Let's interlace the fingers, and we'll start to bring the palms of the hands towards the ceiling, shoulders away from the ears. Deep, full breath here. Let the body expand. Notice how the breath comes into the entire torso. And let that breath slowly dissipate. Let's see if we can get those pinkies, fingers a little further back, feeling that wonderful stretch into the arms, wrists, hands. And then as we exhale, let the bottom, palms of the hands face the head. Release the hands back down to the sides. Now what we're going to do is we're going to point our toes towards the corners of our wall. So instead of forward towards the short end, or the long end of the mat, sorry, we're going to point them towards the corners of our short end. So they're pointing away from us. What we're going to do is we're going to make our way to cowboy surrender. We're dropping our tailbone, we're opening up the legs, bending those knees to about 90 degrees. We want to be able to see our big toes. So we would rather have the knees falling towards our pinkies than inwards. So you're going to feel a beautiful stretch into the groin, hips. Maybe imagining that the knees can get into alignment with your hips. So you're going to feel a beautiful stretch right into the groin. And mindful, there should be no discomfort in the knees. Now with the torso, we're lengthening again, keeping that strong spine. Arms can come up to 90 degrees. And now we're in our cowboy. So we're in our cowboy positions. We're trying to get those elbows up to shoulder height, getting that 90 degrees. Shoulders are back, opening through the chest, strong core, belly button to spine. Let's take a moment here, feeling everything start to activate this morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you might be watching this. Let's take another deep, full breath. And then as we exhale, let's extend our arms and our legs, pointing to opposite corners. And then as we exhale, we're going to make ourselves, or come back into that cowboy surrender. Deep, full breath here. Slow, gentle exhale. Another deep breath. Again, if we gaze down, making sure we can still see our big toes. We want those knees falling backwards so we really feel into the glutes. And if you're still here, great. If not, take a break if you need to. But if you're here, we're going to start to extend our arms and legs once again, coming into our star pose. Let's come a little bit more into dynamic movement. We're going to bend, coming into our cowboy. We're going to extend into our star. Let's follow the breath. Inhaling into cowboy. Exhaling into star. Once more, inhaling into cowboy. Exhaling into star. Perfect. Let's come back to our cowboy for one final time. And we're going to take our cowboy walking. This is how it would feel if you were on a really long horseback riding trip, I suppose. Feels like Christmas. When you're ready, let's lift the right leg up and then bring it down. Let's get that left leg up. You might even get a few inches off the floor and you put a micro movie, that's okay. So you can do that side again. Come back. Let's do that left side. Coming back to that cowboy surrender, extend those arms and legs, stretch it out, and gently bring those feet back into that Tadasana standing pose. Whew, shake that out, that feels good. Let's take a deep breath here. We're going to again bring our arms to 90 degrees, thumbs pointing towards the ceiling. We're going to make our way into a standing back bend. So with our feet about 2 fists apart, we're going to spread those toes wide. Knees bent, tucking the tailbone, opening through the chest, shoulders away from the ears, arms up to 90 degrees, thumbs pointing towards the ceiling. And then we're going to inhale, open through the torso, tucking the tailbone, let the chest follow the thumbs as we start to open. So be mindful we're not forcing anything into the lower back. We're only opening as far as we can feel space being created. Let's take a deep breath here. Notice how that feels as we exhale. Let's take one more deep inhale. And then use those core muscles to assist coming back up. And release your arms down to the side. Perfect. Now before we get to the floor, a little more active this evening, let's do a balance. Now, When it comes to balancing, the most important thing to remember is that each day balance is going to change and might change quite a bit. So you are always welcome to have a wall or a chair or something sturdy nearby to assist with your balance. We're going to come into tree, so very easy, simple pose. I'm going to give you some variations. Thumb to Tadasana, so we've got the two fists between our feet. We're going to ground our right foot, let that left leg start to hover. Just find balance. Now if this is too much, stay with the toes on the floor. Just have the heel off the mat. You can just stay right there. Any point, this is perfect. Or just the foot off the floor. Now you've got a couple options. First option for our tree. The toes are on the floor. The bottom of the foot is on the inside of the standing foot. Our standing foot, we're grounding the outside, the pads and toes, the outside part of the pinky part of the foot. The heel pulling up on the arch of the foot. The toes can be on the floor, the knee is opening away from us. We can feel a lot going on here. Hands can be at heart center, out to the side, as a tree reaching for the sky. Now, depending on where you want to go, that's pretty easy. We can start to bring the foot up through the inside of the leg. Be mindful, don't put it on the knee. So we don't want it on the knee. It can be on the inside of the thigh, inside of the shin, around the ankle. Kind of find where you want to go. And then once we're here, we're activating that standing leg. So again, we're grounding the foot, pulling up through the arch of the foot. And then we're imagining with this strong leg that we're also activating the inner thigh. We're pushing the inner thigh against the bottom of the foot. Feeling strong. Let's take another deep, full breath here. Maybe your tree might be a little wobbly, that's okay. Let the breath go. Let's take one more moment. And then we're going to see if we can transition with control. Let the leg gently release. Keeping our focus on our non-moving spot as we gently bring the left foot to the floor. Take a moment, shake it out. Perfect. Let's do that on the other side. Let's ground the left foot. Let the right foot start to hover. See if you can find your balance. Again, use those the wall. It's there. You can definitely use it or a chair. Once you're feeling balanced, first variation. The toes are on the floor. The bottom of the foot is on the inside of the ankle. We're opening up into that kind of, this is my balance here. This triangle shape. Actually, sometimes it's going to be quite a challenge coming to this easy variation. Then, of course, you can start to move the leg up onto the inside of the left leg to any location that feels appropriate. Activating the inside of the leg, pushing against the bottom of the foot. Got that really strong, energetic area. The legs are active. The foot is grounded on the left side. It's the pad of the toes, the outside pinky part of the foot, heel, and then we're pulling up through the arch. Finding a non-moving spot to gaze at. Let's take another deep breath here. Let that go. And then with our next inhale, we'll slowly release the right leg once again, let it hover. And we'll gently bring our hands heart center if they're not there. Release the leg, shake it out. Perfect. Okay, let's get ourselves to the floor. We're going to go through a half sun salutation. And don't worry if you've never done this before. We're going to do some simple variations to make our way gracefully to the mat. So from the top of the mat, we're going to have our Tadasana again. We're going to take another deep breath in, rotate the arms overhead, lifting out the hips. We're going to come into our forward fold, reaching for our feet, chin to chest. Inhale, we're going to come to a flat back. So our feet are grounded, hands onto the shins or thighs, tabletop position. So imagine that we've got that beautiful flat piece of cardboard, just flat and straight. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring our hands to the floor. And for today, for our easy variation, we're just going to make our way to hands and knees. Of course, if you've done this before, you are always welcome to step back into your plank. And then we're going to just lower our knees to the mat. And we're going to come through some cat and cows. So when you're ready, we're going to ground those hands, spread the fingers nice and wide so the shoulders are over the wrists, knees are under the hips, toes can be tucked or flat. When you're ready, drop the belly, open the chest. Deep breath in, let the belly expand. And then follow your exhale as you come through your scared cat. Let the shoulders go away from the ears. Feel the vertebrae starting to move with the breath. So with the exhale, you're coming through scared cat. Inhale through your cowl. Close the eyes if that feels appropriate as we do just a few more rotations here. Deep inhale. Let the torso expand. Notice where you feel the breath. Do you feel it through the sides, the body, the back? Where do you feel the breath as you take this inhale? And then as you exhale, just let that go. Last breath here. Inhaling, drop the belly. Open through the chest, shoulders away from the ears. And then as we exhale, we're going to open up our knees nice and wide. We're going to let those toes touch. We're going to come into child's pose. Let the torso melt forward over the legs towards the mat. The hands will extend forward. Chin to chest, head releases. And then once again, as we're here, we're going to stay with our breath. We're going to take another deep, full breath. Notice how the breath comes in this child's pose and how you start to come away from the legs. And then as we exhale, we just release. The breath goes. Relax. Follow your inhale. Let the torso expand, coming away from the legs and the mat and the floor. The exhale takes us just a little bit deeper, fully releasing. On the next inhale, we'll start to push ourselves away from the floor, coming up through a seated position. We're going to kneeling position first, sorry. We're going to make our way to seated in a moment, but we're going to stretch out our ankles and toes. So this seems like it's a really simple pose, and then you start getting into it, and it's a fun pose. Let's go with that. So if you've been in my class, you know what we're doing. If you haven't, we're going to go into it, and we're going to stretch out those ankles. And what's really important to keep your mobility and independence, especially as you get older, is keeping strong ankles, strong feet that are super flexible. So let's do this. So what we're going to do, we're going to make our way briefly through all fours. We're going to do our toes. We're going to tuck our toes under. So the toes are going to be kind of like you're going to step on your tippy toes. Now from all fours, we're going to sort of bring our weight back towards the heels. And then only as much as you'd like, you're going to start to push yourself away from the floor. So you maybe start to make your hands on, or your hands might come onto the thighs, might not. If it's too much, stay here with the hands forward. Take it out. If you can, see if you can bring your weight back. Feel this deep stretch into the feet, the toes. Now while we're here, we're going to extend our arms towards the ceiling. And palms, we're going to bring them so they're facing away from us. And then we're going to let the right palm come behind the left palm, extending those arms towards the sky. We're going to see if we can start to get those arms towards or behind the ears. So keeping those arms long and strong. The chin is level, so avoid the chin to the chest. We're keeping the chin level. We're gazing ahead. If it's too much, come forward. If you can be here, enjoy this beautiful stretch. We'll be here for just another moment, another breath. Take this moment. And this breath, and then as we exhale, gently release the hands, let them come down the sides. It's going to be like Christmas, and we're going to slowly make our way forward, release the toes, shake it out, and then what we're going to do here is flatten the toes. So we've got to stretch out the ankles now. So flatten the toes, sitting back, the feet towards the heels. If this feels good and you're getting a little bit of stretch into your ankles, stay right here. Now, if you can, we're going to see if we can start to come back just a bit. And as you bring your torso weight back, so your upper body weight back here, you're going to feel that stretch as you start to bring the knees off the mat. Now, we really want to have the core towards the knees. So you're going to activate the core, pulling the belly towards the leg, the belly towards the thighs. So feeling that stretch into the front of the ankles. If it becomes too much, bring those legs down. Because it feels really good, and then it gets fun. We'll say that. It gets fun. So take another deep breath here. If you're still here, fantastic. If not, don't worry. Just come out. Take a moment. It's intense on our feet. Let's release. Perfect. We're going to do that one more time, just because we often actually probably never do anything with our ankles. So this is our opportunity. Keep them flexible, keep them mobile. Let's come forward. We're going to tuck those toes in once again. Let the weight come back. As always, you can stay right here. If you're feeling that beautiful stretch into the toes, lots of opening. See if you can get the pinky toe to join the party there. Do it. And then if you've got the ability in the space, let the torso come off the mat. Sit up tall, bringing ourselves upright, lengthening through the spine. Let's extend those arms once again overhead. We're gonna, this time the left hand's gonna come behind the right. With our arms, we're actually preparing to maybe one day get into wheel pose. Shoulders away from the ears. We're trying to bring those arms back, behind the ears. Another deep, full breath here. Find a non-moving spot to gaze at. Remembering everything is temporary and this soon will end. One more moment. If you need to, you're always welcome to come out. But if you're here, let's release those arms. Let them come down to the side. As I said, this will feel like Christmas. Opening some presents as we start to slowly release those feet. Let the torso come forward. Shake it out. Release those toes. We're going to bring our weight back. Stretching the front once again. When you're ready, if this feels good, stay here, feeling that stretch into the ankles. If you can, let the legs come towards the thigh, keeping a strong torso, belly button towards the spine, bringing the thighs towards the midsection. Hands can be wherever's most appropriate just for this moment. We'll be here for another deep breath. And then slowly let yourself bring those legs down. And let's come through to seated. Coming onto our glutes, we'll bring our legs forward. Moving the flesh from our seated bones, let's stretch our arms overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale as we forward fold. Let the hands land on the shins, the thighs, wherever. Letting the knees bend. Let everything release into this Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Deep inhale. Notice how the breath comes in. Let's take this opportunity to check in. Notice how the state of mind is. Notice where our thoughts have been. Have our thoughts been focused on continuing with this practice? Have we been in each pose with our breath? Have we gotten distracted? Whatever might have come up, we let that come up with this next breath. And then as we've done each time we've come to this mat practice and on the mat, is we're going to let those thoughts start to dissipate and transmute into healing energy. So as we inhale, any thoughts, observations, sensations that might have come up, just come into our third eye, middle of our head, into our forefront. You see, hear, notice those thoughts and observations. And then as we exhale, maybe we're picturing at the same time as we exhale that the breath is just gently blowing it away, letting it dissipate. And as it dissipates, it's being spread across the environment as a positive healing energy. Let's take another deep, full breath. If there's anything else lingering, again, just let it dissipate with the exhale. Imagining it transmuting into healing energy being sent out. And then as we inhale, we're going to slowly make our way back up through to seated. And let's come into our lying pose, coming into our Savasana. And just before we get into our Savasana, into the meditation, we'll take a few moments and just one more pose here. We'll just walk out the lower back, maybe draw some circles onto the ceiling. And then we'll come back through center. And this evening we're going to let the bottoms of the feet touch, opening up into a diamond shape. This is our Souped up Baddha Konasana. We're going to let those knees open up. We're going to rock our right to our left shoulder under. Let the back of the hands be supported by the floor or the mat. Allow the chin to be slightly tucked. The back of the neck is long. The chest is open. And let's take some deep breath into the groin, the hips, glutes, wherever we might be feeling this stretch at this moment. So deep inhale, let the body expand, feel the breath come into the torso. Maybe as we've done before, you might picture it or imagine your lungs as a balloon, and as we inhale, you see your balloon, maybe it's red, blue, green, rainbow color. It expands through the chest, into the belly, into the obliques, and then as you continue breathing, maybe you feel it into the back of your body as that balloon expands, which is your lungs, and you start to rise off the floor. And then allow yourself to gently let go of that breath. Let's stay here for 3 more deep breaths. Another deep, full breath. Let the torso expand. Feel yourself start to come off the floor, or imagine you can with this deep, full breath. And then a slow, gentle exhale. 2 more times, staying focused. Again, you might be visualizing your lungs as that balloon as you inhale. Let the lungs completely expand. Notice how much space you've created through this intentional deep breath. And when you're ready, let that slowly dissipate. Last time, deep, full focused breath and torso expands. We feel everything completely fill with this breath. We rise off the floor, the mat, and then once again we slowly let it go. Allow the breath to come back to its natural pace here as we just notice how the legs, the groin, the hips feel. And then we're going to slowly transition to our Savasana. So maybe we just extend our legs forward in front of us. Maybe we just adjust to make ourselves a little more centered on our mat. Wherever we go, we're going to come to a lying position. Once you're lying, let the feet relax. The legs can be bent or straight, whatever feels most appropriate. And then as we take our next breath, we're going to make sure that the right and the left shoulder are rocked under. The chest is expanding towards the ceiling. The back of the arms are supported by the floor or the mat. Our eyes are gently closed. And we check in once again. We notice how relaxed we are. We notice how our body feels. We just bring that full awareness to how it exists in this moment with our body and our mind. And then we'll just let all those observations gently float away. This evening, we're going to bring in the idea of sending self-love through our entire being. So we bring in that idea. Notice what comes up when you think about self-love within your personal self, your bubble, your life. What do you do to take care of yourself? How do you show yourself love? Notice what comes up when you ask these questions. Notice that there's many things that you might do. Maybe you give yourself and allow yourself time to practice coming to the mat, to meditate or do yoga or breath work or all of those. Maybe you give yourself some self-love through taking long, warm baths with essential oils and Epsom salt, just to allow the body to release and renew. Do you listen to your body? When you eat food, how your body responds? Does it respond positively and negatively? And do we choose the foods that respond positively to our body? That's a form of self-love. So just notice what comes up when you think about the idea, contemplate on self-love. How do you show yourself love? Is it comfortable clothes that you choose to wear? Getting yourself ready, even if you have nowhere to go, to feel just more grounded and centered. Allow those ideas, thoughts, observations, whatever you do for your self-love, let it come in to your mind's eye again. Noticing. And as each thing comes up, each thing that you do, even if it's little, maybe it's just little, like maybe I give myself love when I need a break, I have my little piece of chocolate, or indulge in a way that I feel comforted. What do you do to show yourself love? Remember all those times. Maybe they haven't even been recently. What have you done to show yourself self-love? Splurge for a spa day, had a massage. What are those things? And then now that you've contemplated all the things that you've done to give yourself some self-love, as you see or hear or feel those ideas come in, intentionally send love to those things. Appreciation, love through appreciation and being thankful. So maybe some self-love was and is being able to have some dark chocolate. Well, send that appreciation for that, thanking yourself and divine world around us for this opportunity to have been able to create that self-love. And then as each different idea, thought, anything you've ever done for self-love comes up, send that thankfulness, that appreciation, that love for that, and being able to do that. And once all the thoughts have been focused on, thanked, sent that appreciation, that love energy, we'll send them out to dissipate into healing energy into this world, healing love to help manifest more self-love to everyone around us. So as we take another deep breath in, let the torso expand. See all those things you've done for yourself, all those ideas that you've created the love and thankfulness for. And then as you exhale, let them go. See them slowly dissipating away with the intention again to continue to create more self-love, thankfulness, appreciation for ourselves, and maybe for each other. If it feels appropriate, send that intention to those ideas once again, letting them go out into the ethers, consciousness, the greaterness, the omnipresence, God, to be out and be created. Remembering how we felt when we experienced these things and letting that energy float to be continued. And then once you've let them go, all these thoughts and observations, allow yourself to just float away. Just float away to stillness for these last few moments in our Savasana. Noticing how much more at ease you are as you gently slide away. We'll start to come back to this moment, to this reality. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms and legs and start to move any way that feels appropriate. And then we'll make our way over to our right side into recovery. Take a moment here. Notice how you feel. Again, remembering you can always come back here anytime you'd like. And then we're going to gently, slowly make our way up through to seated. And as we do with the ending of each of our classes, we'll come to a comfortable, strong, seated position. Let's take a deep breath. Let the arms float up towards the ceilings. Let the hands touch. And come to heart center. And this final moment is the final opportunity to thank ourselves for practicing once again today. The light within me acknowledges and sees the light within you. Namaste. Please like, share, subscribe if you feel that this was of any benefit to you. And definitely please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Then I know that you enjoyed it and I'll do more videos like this. And I'm open. Please comment. Give me some feedback. Let me know if there's any specific poses or things you'd like to focus on going forward. But stay strong. Stay grounded. Get outside. Connect with nature. And stay focused on what is good. What's important now. Thank you again, and we'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.